A lot of people think the problem is not making enough money. But sometimes the real problem is this. Every time your income goes up, your life quietly grows to match it. And that is why so many people in the US feel stuck, even when they are working harder than ever. Picture this. It is a regular Tuesday morning. You wake up early for your 9-to-5 job. You check your phone before your feet even hit the floor, and there it is again. The bank balance looks smaller than it should. Not empty, just weirdly tight. You got paid. You worked the hours. So why does it already feel like the money is disappearing? On the drive to work, you stop for coffee. It is only $6.50. Then lunch later is another $14. A subscription renews in the background. Your car insurance goes up. Your rent went up again this year. None of it feels huge by itself. That is the trick. The problem is not one giant mistake. It is 100 tiny ones that slide through your day, pretending to be normal. If you are honest, you probably have a few things you used to call small treats that are now just part of life. The nicer coffee, the food delivery, the extra streaming service, the upgraded phone, the credit card payment that somehow never really gets smaller. At first, these things feel like rewards for working hard. Then one day, they start feeling like pressure. That is where lifestyle creep sneaks in. You get a raise, you tell yourself you deserve a little more comfort. So you move into a slightly nicer apartment. You order out more often. You justify a new shirt, a better laptop, a larger phone bill, a few more subscriptions, maybe a weekend trip. Nothing crazy. Just enough to make your life feel a little better. But then your expenses rise to meet your income, and the gap between what you earn and what you keep never really changes. That gap matters more than most people realize, because financial stress is not only about low income, it is about how fast money leaves your life. If you make $45,000 a year and spend almost all of it, you feel broke. If you make $70,000 a year and still spend almost all of it, you can still feel broke. The number on your paycheck does not automatically create freedom. The space between income and spending does, and that is the part nobody teaches you in a clean, simple way. We learn how to earn money. We are not always taught how to protect it. Think about the last time you got a raise. For a moment, it probably felt like everything was going to get easier. Maybe you imagined breathing room. Maybe you thought, finally, I can catch up. But then, life happened. Rent adjusted. Groceries got more expensive. Gas cost more. Friends invited you out. Your phone broke. And suddenly, that raise was already spoken for, before you even noticed it. That is why so many people feel like they are running in place. There is also something emotional happening here. When money is tight, spending can become a way to cope. After a long day at work, buying dinner instead of cooking feels like relief. Grabbing a coffee on the way in feels like a tiny win. Ordering something online feels like a reset. These choices are not just about money. They are about stress, fatigue, and wanting life to feel a little easier. And yet, once you see the pattern, you cannot unsee it. Because the truth is, most people do not need a perfect budget. They need awareness. They need to notice where the money goes before the month runs away from them. They need to ask a very uncomfortable question. Am I spending to build a life or just to survive the day? That question changes everything. Maybe your next step is not making a huge sacrifice. Maybe it is simply pausing before the automatic spending happens. Maybe it is checking what you are actually paying for every month. Maybe it is keeping a little more of each raise instead of upgrading your life the second you get it. Space is what turns income into stability. So if you have ever looked at your bank account and thought, how am I still broke? You are not alone. The good news is, the story is not fixed. Not overnight, not perfectly, but one decision at a time.